Good morning, members of the press.
Morning.
Welcome to our press conference. As you all know, as a party, we had a very disturbing incident over the weekend. And this is what the party spokesperson will talk to us about, after which we will answer questions to Mr. Chamisa.
Thank you very much for coming. We normally start with a banter, but it is very difficult for us to start with the usual banter because of the nature of the incidents that we are talking about. The MDC is gravely concerned about President Chamisa's security. There is a continuous threat to President Nelson Chamisa's life, and we note with concern a perpetual invasion of his privacy. While we understand that he is a public official, we are greatly worried that the state has put up apartheid-style surveillance, which is in violation of the Constitution in reference to the President's privacy. The concerns about President Chamisa's security extend not only to him, but to his family and other senior leaders in the party. It is sinister in that the surveillance is being done in a manner that endangers the life of the President. They follow his motorcade or convoy at extraordinary high speeds. They interfere with the vehicles in his motorcade, and at times they almost run him off the road in blatant violation of road rules. We are certain their intention is to cause an accident and then blame his drivers for negligence. What is worrying about Saturday's scuffle is that they actually physically interfered with the motorcade and attempted to grab and abduct the President. They followed his motorcade at high speed from Mararendera. When the security realized that it was being followed, as according to security protocol, they adopted evasive measures. One of the measures was to move into Rua, and the vehicles followed. They returned into the highway and decided to go into Mavuku, and the vehicles followed. The followers had sophisticated communication gadgets. They were armed, and one of the vehicles that was coordinated the effort had blue lights. When the security blocked one of the vehicles and confronted the individuals, they indicated that they were government officials. And their demeanor was calm, befitting that of highly trained personnel. This is not the first time President Chamisa has been pursued by these individuals or individuals of this nature. On 8 September 2018, while coming from a rally in Chitungwiza, his motorcade was pursued up to Enterprise Road. When one of the vehicles in the convoy peeled off to confront the individuals, they pulled out their arms. There was another incident on 1 November 2018. As you know, our president is a prayerful person. He had gone to pray at Lomboshawa. He had to cut his prayers short because of the individuals who were following him, and he had to take evasive situation. The dire security situation in Zimbabwe is such that it is not only President Chamisa whose life is in danger, but his family and the top leadership of the MDC. We are all aware of the incidences involving Vice President Senator Morgan Comich, Vice National Chairperson, Honorable Tendai Biti, Youth Assembly Chairperson, Honorable Hefmo Chidziva, have all had their lives threatened in one form or the other. On 1 August 2018, when innocent civilians were brutally killed by soldiers in the streets of Harare, we all realized that even innocent ordinary Zimbabweans are not safe under the so-called new dispensation. Interestingly, the victims ended up having been blamed for having died. In the current case, it is therefore laughable and almost comical, the attempt to blame President Chamisa for having been followed and having been nearly abducted. They now want to charge the victim with assault, just as they are trying to blame the victims of the incident of 1st of August when people were shot. They tried to blame the MDC, yet not one of the victims has been identified as an MDC member or to have an MDC card. All the victims, either of the killing or the assault, have been ordinary citizens. It is their modus operandi, when all else fails, to blame the victim. They started off by trying to say it was staged. Having realized that that does not carry, Monica Mchangwa, the Minister of Police, has put out a statement saying that they will charge, the police will charge the president or his security details for the incident. Indeed, they have called the head of our security to law and order, and they have him as we speak. We, however, pay tribute to citizen journalism and the journalists for recording these incidences. Though the videos were done by an amateur, they clearly able to illustrate that the incident happened. Yesterday, someone would have said that this incident never occurred at all. One must remember that this is the same government that blamed Itai Dzamara for having disappeared himself, only for them to now admit in various degrees, some well out of government, that indeed an abduction and a loss of life might have occurred on Itai Dzamara incident. It turns out that the pursuers are cloning vehicle registration numbers. They take vehicle registration numbers of a motorist who stays in a small town far away and unsuspecting. If you check the numbers that we have handed over to the police of the other cars, some of them do not exist at all at CVR, and some of them belong to either citizens in a small town who are unsuspecting and do not know that their registration numbers are being used for these nefarious processes. We have reported these matters to the police twice. Avondale police station, nothing has been done up to now. And indeed, the incident of yesterday was reported at Mavuku police station, only for us to hear that this morning that the so-called citizen had also made his report at Marondera police station. One wonders how he got back to Marondera when he was driving to Harare for their own business. The threats to the president and the party are obviously in violation of the rights that are enshrined in our constitution. Sections 52, Sections 57, Sections 58, Section 59 and 67. They deal with the right to privacy, right to personal integrity, right to freedom of association, right to demonstrate, and right to political activity. I've mentioned them in no particular order, but those are the sections that are protected in the Constitution. It is clear that the activities that are being done by the President and the MDC are constitutional activities. The statement by Monica Mchanga is in violation of Section 219 of the Constitution that says the police must investigate in a non-partisan manner. When you have a Minister of Police giving direction as to how the police investigations are going, what the conclusions are, and the conclusion that it should be a road rage incident, it is a manner of trying to give the police a direction, and they are investigating backwards. They are investigating to prove that this was a road rage incident rather than to investigate the incident. They had not called any of our people, they had not called for videos, they had not called for witnesses, and already the Minister of Information in government has a conclusion on how the police are investigating the matter. One of the security aides of President Chamisa was injured as he jumped out of the car which was driving off with him inside. Want to assure the nation, despite all this, President Chamisa remains strong, resolute, undeterred, and very much willing to prosecute the people's struggle to its logical conclusion. Having survived this incident, which is not the first incident, one of the incidents, he was beaten again in broad daylight, again at a public place, the airport, again with an crude instrument of assault, a simple iron bar with everyone inside, and he was left for dead. So it is not beyond this state to do harm to individuals, broad daylight, in the full glare of everyone, with impunity. The security agents, they know that their names will not be revealed even if they shoot anyone. They will not be investigated even if they beat anyone. They will not, nothing will happen to them even where they try to abduct a whole president of a political party. We are obviously upset. This is very upsetting. It has been going on for some time. We've made reports. We've spoken about it in the media, and only to receive a treatment where the police or the state starts investigating us and not explaining itself in relation to the incident. In conclusion, I will quote the president, one of his favorite verses, just to assure the nation. Samuel 1, well, I'm not a prayerful pastor, but I'm sure it's verse 45, which is paraphrased here as saying that he does not believe in spears, the sword, javelins, or any manners of weapons, but he moves in the name of the Lord. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Spokesperson, commenting on that speech or not. Members of the press, we now open the floor for questions. Yes.
Mr. Mafume, you are accused as the MDC, especially the security details surrounding President Chamisa, of being violent, and sometimes they are the ones who are also accused of attacking people who will be driving closely to the motorcade of Nelson Chamisa. Secondly, you mentioned the issue of vehicles which are registered in other people's names who are out of town, like Harare. Which cars are those? Would you be able maybe to identify the cars, the registration numbers, and the names?
We've got the registration numbers. We've availed the registration numbers to the police. We have issued the registration numbers in my earlier statements, and we will be able to furnish you with the registration numbers of the particular individuals in my statement. We do have, and we have submitted these registration numbers to the police. And the registration numbers, some of them from our own investigations, have led, they've got names of individuals who will not be in Harare at that particular time, who will not even have the particular make of the car. You must remember, these are people who can clone a whole ballot in a presidential election. It is easy for them to clone a number. It is easy for them to make up a number. It is not we are not surprised that these numbers turn up as they do, and that they are used in the manner that they are used. We have not had any incident where an ordinary civilian has reported our security or the president's motorcade, or having been blocked. People flock to see the president. People love our president, Nelson Chamisa, the ordinary people. When they come to the president, he's the most accessible leader in Zimbabwe in terms of public interaction. He allows them near, whether he's in a fuel queue, whether he's coming from a rally, whether he's, we know the demeanor of ordinary persons. They come bringing joy and not harm. We know the demeanor of state security. It is a state security that was trained to kill, to disappear people, to abduct people, to assault at any given time. And they've done it with impunity. They shoot people in broad daylight. And they've done it with impunity. Not one of them has been arrested. The people who have been arrested are the Vice President here, our security guys, and even the victims of those violence. Can you name me a soldier, a policeman, or intelligent person of all the people who have died in this country, of all the leaders who have died in this country? Which policeman has been arrested? Zero. They blame the victim. It's only the good thing, the difference these days is that there's citizen journalism. The phone has become a recorder. Amateurish as it might be, but at least now people record whatever would be happening. Otherwise, we'll be talking about something else over the president's life.
Any other questions? Clarifications? No more questions? Yes?
What is the name of the, you said the person that has been called by the police?
Well, it's part of our close security, so we will not disclose his name in public, but he's the head of our security. If we want to see the nature of the investigation, it might probably be meant to do a statement. It might be not necessary for us to disclose his name in public, but if they are going to charge anyone, the names will come out in the fullness of time.
Thank you. Any other question? Any more clarifications, questions? They tell you that silence means contentment. Thank you very much, members of the 4th States.
Thank you so much for coming.